Okay, the synopsis is that Plaskett tried to enter. Okay, there was a hearing on the weaponization. Before I get started in the actual game and I have to pay attention, we're gonna go ahead and break this down because I'm sure that y'all will have questions, and I'm getting a little bit of lag anyway right now. So basically, they had a hearing on the quote unquote weaponization of the Department of Justice. And it's basically the Republicans saying that conservatives are silenced on social media, be it Google or Facebook or anything. So, obviously, we all know that's a big fucking lie, right? Unfortunately for the Republicans, there happens to be transcripts of interviews with employees of Google, of Amazon, of all these places that they were talking about, right? And all of these transcripts say no, that they did not feel coerced by the DOJ. So, in a super fucking power move, Stacey Plaskett was like, I want to introduce, and she showed separately every fucking transcript. Y'all can pull this up if you want to see it. Every transcript for these interviews to be put into the official record, and Jordan tabled it. It was the first time that Debbie Wasserman Schultz said in 20 years that she'd seen anyone say that they table the information that was being just submitted into the record merely. And it's because correct, because this actually blows their narrative apart, so therefore they couldn't have it. You see what I'm getting at here? So, exactly. Like, you can't be much more honest than that right there. All right, let's blow this up. Well, the thing that has me just super insanely angry is that they know that what they're doing is a lie. And there's evidence showing that it's a fucking lie. And the moment that they say, we'd like to introduce this evidence into a fucking committee that's about suppressing information, then what do? They suppress the fucking information. Like, I'm just... That is a good point. Well, well, the thing that really, really burns me is that when they would say, we want to... Okay, hold on. Thank you for the input, because... Okay, hold on a second.
Attack, aren't you, Spare 8?
Check 2, 1, 2.
All right, can people hear me now?
Can you hear us now? No, I can hear myself coming through the game.
Okay, and the game is good, volume-wise? All right, fantastic. So everything that I've said, everybody heard me, but they didn't hear what y'all said. So go ahead and respond to what I said as far as Jim Jordan tabling information, because he said that the proper interviews haven't been followed up with for each person, and they've had more than a year to do it. but he
Yeah.
still tabled the information.
Yeah, my only comment was there was the scene from Liar Liar where he objects because it's devastating to his case. And that's pretty much what happened there. And there's nothing stopping Plaskett from taking that to the press. Just go take it all to the press and be like, hey, this is what Chairman Jordan would not let me enter. Here you go.
Would be my move.
Have a field day with it.
Here's the thing: is there a law saying they can't put those transcripts into the public record?
Well,
they
I mean,
tried to, but
if
bring
they
them
were-
into the congressional record.
If they were able to put it into the record for when it was like straight up Russian disinformation, they were able to go on television and spread that mess. Why in the shit
Yep.
can't Plaskett?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially since he's telling the truth.
Leak it, you know. It leaked. Oops.
I think they're running with their tail tucked between their legs because they've opened a box that they cannot shut.
Well, the thing is if they didn't know that it was absolutely devastating, they would actually let it into the record, correct? Like,
That's
am
what
I
they're doing.
am I
They're
wrong about
suppressing
this?
evidence. Not at all. They're suppressing evidence.
Now, why would you want to suppress putting something into the record when it's 27 different fucking interviews?
Because I object, Your Honor. It devastates my case.
Yeah. But it's like, this isn't just a public narrative we're talking about, though. That's the problem. It's government. It's how our government is ran. It's the information on which people make these important decisions. And they're tainting it. Because they want to get...
The Goose put out a video listing all the acts that the Republican Congress has been trying to pass, and they're like the Liberty Laundry Act and the Keep Your Hands Off My Appliances Act. What are they doing?
Nothing. They're just jerking off.
They spent weeks on hearings over appliances.
Also, I love Nagoose.
I love Nagoose as well.
I
I like the young talent that's coming in. All these young people.
Maxwell
coming in
Frost, when it comes to that, dude.
Yes,
Maxwell
another
Frost
one.
laid the smacketh down.
I don't think Nagoose is actually young. I think he's well into his 40s, maybe even 50s.
Yeah, I think I am thinking of Frost.
Yeah.
So our messaging is getting through to the point where they're like, when it comes to women's health care, they're having to like try to separate politicians, separate policies, because they know they've been lumped under one big fucking basket now because they're a bunch of fucking baby, fucking make women carry their their rapists' baby party. Sorry, when you're gaming and trying to fucking strafe, it's really hard to be exactly as detailed as I'd like with my language.
Yeah. There's no poetic justice in the fighter cockpit.
There's no crying in baseball either. Beware the clap, Jimmy Dugan.
Republican Party, honestly.
Yeah, did you guys see that they repealed that 1864 law?
Yeah. That just happened.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to try to bring it back and appeal it.
Maybe.
Because the next appeal should be the Supreme Court, because I think it was their Congress that overturned it.
I mean, the damage is already done. They're branded now.
They don't ever think of that.
They want women to die if they get pregnant, basically. And oh my God, I know you probably seen these, Derek, because you post a lot of the clips. But the comments on Tony talking about women going to Idaho, or from Idaho to Colorado.
Yes.
But that doesn't happen.
This is not the time for my controller to come unplug.
Ooh, pull up. There you go. The thing is that women should have reproductive agency over their own freaking body.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a uterus, you don't get to make rules about a uterus.
But I mean, as you were saying, there is a bit of an input that is missing from men when it comes to, you know, how these
Yep.
laws have affected their lives as well.
Yeah, we do need to do some content on men affected by this because their voices are not being heard.
Mm-hmm.
I
And the
mean,
reason, I think, is because they think men really don't have any input. But if my wife dies because of an ectopic pregnancy that could have been prevented,
that is
Yeah.
yeah,
not the
I'm going to be
Lord's
one
will.
man.
You can take your magic
No,
book
that is not.
and
That's
fucking
the
pound
state's lack
sand.
of action. It's the state's lack of action.
Honestly, that would be a good thing to do. Get like Kate Cox's husband or something like that,
Yep.
and talk to him. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, what is this like from the man's perspective going through this? You know,
I'm going to
because that
scour
would
the
help.
internet for interviews of men affected by this law so we can get that message out there because there are millions of men are allied women and they just don't know it.
Yeah, and they don't know it yet. They don't quite understand how it can affect them.
Well, they think, oh,
Until,
it's up to women, and then, you know, your wife's 40 and she gets pregnant, and now she has an ectopic pregnancy, and you get to watch her fucking die. And that's unacceptable.
yeah,
In modern technology, that's unacceptable.
or any of the husbands of the women who had to be life flighted to Colorado. Because
Yeah.
yes, that does happen, as much as they want to deny it.
And then leaving a septic fetus inside a woman ruins her chances to have another child later.
Yes.
So,
So you want these?
Theron says a Blue Anon's pissing them off. What are they doing?
Yeah, I saw that. Go ahead, Theron.
Lay it down, man. Lay it down.
It was the blue and what do we got here?
It's in the Gen Pop. I saw it this morning.
Chicken over there. Oh, sure.
Yeah, go in and just type in Blue Anon, you'll find it.
Yeah, just see that one picture though. It's like when you're so.
Wait a minute, did I read
cute.
this right? There's the first meeting in the ladies' room is happening tonight?
Yes, that is tonight.
Oh, lordy lord. Y'all are going to need to make
I
sure
hooked
you
up-
catch that now.
Y'all ladies and gents don't want to miss it. It's going to be Discord only, though, for the first show.
Oh,
While they
really?
work out the bugs. Yeah, they're going to work out the bugs. I got Leah on her own Discord. I hooked her up so she don't steal my computer no more. And I can leave the room and they can have privacy.
Yeah, I think that I don't even know if I should tune in. I feel like that's is conversation for the ladies.
Well, they're going to do a stage, and they're going to do it so they can call up people, and men can listen, but they're not going to be able to talk.
I see.
I like it already, dude. I think it's going to be a learning lesson for a lot of men who don't have women who will talk to them or can talk to them or are afraid to ask these questions. And these girls, we all know our ladies in the Discord, they are not afraid to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and there's a lot of men who the women in their families aren't going to say these kind of things.
Now, and Tony says on the show all the time, if you want to know something about a woman, open your ears, ask the question, and shut your fucking mouth and listen.
Yeah, ask a woman. Totally fine.
Yep, same thing with black people. You want to learn about racism? Don't be afraid to ask us. We will tell you, and we're not going to blame you. Actually, you get street cred for asking.
Yeah.
You know, and racism is another thing. Like, people, I don't care what race you are, you could be racially profiled depending on your location. And until it happens to you, you don't understand.
Spare 15 locked on. Spare 15 launching missile. Vehicle down.
So, just a
Any
question.
questions in here?
I
Yeah,
see
here we go.
Theron wrote
says,
something.
Yeah, I'll read it for you. At one of the protests, pro-Palestinian protesters in MAGA were recorded chanting "Fuck Joe Biden" all together in one grand conspiracy chorus.
Oh, that's not good. So,
Now,
anybody want my take on that?
Yeah, I'm very interested, Skip.
Well, let me finish the strafe.
It's like, are we about to go into an Israel-Palestine thing? We're just going to lose a whole bunch of viewers.
I just know that the CCP has spread the message of quote-unquote Genocide Joe through TikTok because they own TikTok. And what happened is, my opinion, that Putin funded the attack against Israel. He paid Netanyahu to look the other way because he knew that this would split the left. What's happening is the left is being split purposefully. And that's it.
Yeah, you pretty much rounded that right out. I don't think you left much out other than that Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obvious.
That's going to start arguments.
But that's my opinion on the whole thing. Any other questions? I'll be glad to send them to my my secretary.
I think that's not gonna. You're going to be a big lawn dart. There you go.
There we go. That's a little decoration for you.
What was your question, Skip?
What was that?
Before
Before I ate shit? No, I just said any other questions can be about that subject can be directed to my secretary. So there's Skip's official 10,000 foot view on the entire situation. I hope that if it's in your pocket, you can carry it well.
Everyone. Here's a question for everyone. I'll start with you, Skip. Do you think that Mike Johnson, aka Micro Johnson, has come to his senses because he was shoved in a skiff and shown the real deal, or he is still just playing?
I think that he discovered that he's of that entitled rich asshole generation where he doesn't do anything unless it affects him directly, and he found out that his son would be deployed, so therefore instantly he didn't want anything to do with possibly having a war because then it might affect him directly.
So he's seen the evidence of if we do nothing, this is the outcome.
I think that requires a soul that goes beyond him and his own lineage, because like Christo-fascists are like really obsessed with their lineage. That's why Elon Musk is always like putting stuff about like birth rates on Twitter.
I think it's slightly different than that. I think he's terrified because he was shown something and he's like, oh, holy shit, I could get charged with treason.
Yeah, but that's only if fucking Trump loses. But he's going to make sure that Trump tries to, like, he'll do anything he can to make sure Trump wins, because then, of course, you know, he certainly wouldn't be, unless he gets fucking knifed a long knifed.
Oh, he would. He would be one of the first. He's been, this is his disloyalty to Trump. Trump won't forget that.
No, he's not. He's going to pay for not following orders. That's why Jeffries, when he did his interview yesterday, he did not say explicitly they would not take the chair. They just said that they would vote conscience. That would be a master move if they fucking just lied to them and pulled the Republican Party and took over the House.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
That would be a boss move.
Like, hey, we have votes, let's take it.
You'd do it any other time. Republicans would do it right to you. Republicans would do it right to you. In fact, now that you've mentioned it, if they don't do it, I'm going to be kind of disappointed.
Me too. Tony seems to think that they're going to.
That would be some sexy stuff.
Dude, that would be the bossest move the Democratic Party has made in 100 years.
Yeah.
It would totally be like when Durbin, remember that with Lindsey Graham and John Kennedy and Marsha Blackburn, when Durbin made that power move where they wanted to sit there and object over and over, and he's like, no, we're not going to do that.
Well, this can effectively silence the extreme MAGA Republicans, but they're going to have to continue to do this. They can't just do it once and think they're going to
Oh no, they're going to have to realize that there's new sheriffs in town. Like, if you watched the committee yesterday, especially Garcia's speech, oh my God, she fucking just laid it down. Shit.
They're not playing no more.
Yeah, they just need to call out the game right in those hearings, right there.
Plaskett did do it in the very beginning in her opening speech. She she's like, she let everybody know what to expect. She's like, okay, now we know they're gonna try to do this mess, and then they're gonna do this mess, and we're gonna hear this conspiracy, and then we're gonna hear this fucking conspiracy, and like, you know, she laid it the fuck out.
And was she right?
Of course, because I mean, it's not like they're gonna actually like turn away from their fucking usual game plan.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Raskin and Moskowitz do to Comer every time. And he's just like,
Give him a bare ass spanking on live television.
Yeah. And he's just like, you were lying. That's not true at all. And then he goes on to do it. It's like, okay.
I just like, I was screaming because I mean, even Stacey Plaskett was like, so this is how we're doing it now. Like, we're just completely like not allowing information into the record now because it doesn't corroborate our narrative that's the game we're playing. God damn it.
Oh, shit.
Destroyed the enemy facility while everyone else was sleeping.
You know, the media is probably, if any of them are watching, they're gonna want to get their hands on that.
Oh, I hope
What is it?
I hope the first thing that like Stacey Plaskett did was just immediately like just have like a bulk fucking PDF file that just went out to like #media.
Like, hey, everybody, here it is.
You want it? I got it. I got the goods.
Massive data dump of
Ah,
reality.
shit.
I mean, it's stupid how many every right winger I know says that. Oh, they're gonna ban us. They always ban right wingers just because we're conservatives. We get
No. It's because you fucking lie.
It's like, are you joking? They
It's
didn't
been
even get banned
proven
for
that you
lying.
lie. Rudy Giuliani is defaming still, in my opinion. Like, he refuses to even acknowledge the fact that he lost a defamation case. Like, everything like, that's just the Republican thing, is to fucking double down. Because the thing is double down, and eventually Trump will get back in office and save your happy ass. Apparently, that's like, it's total gangster politics mentality.
That's pretty much it.
Box 2.
I like how their narrative is just slowly whittling away.
But they have to,
And one-
like, to the point where they can't even allow evidence in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking pathetic. I'm sorry, it is.
But I mean, even the public evidence, you can go on to like any of the sites that track the data on the internet, track people's users like Social Blade or Lex or something like that, and it shows no, they aren't getting banned more; they're getting banned less. And they don't get banned. Like I said, they don't even get banned for lying. They get banned for doing just horrendous shit. And then they're just like, freedom of speech. I'm allowed to say the N-word or whatever.
Like, or just, I mean, honest to God, spread COVID conspiracies, because that was what a lot of the hearing was about. That they felt like they were being censored because of, like, they were, quote unquote, censored because of COVID mass.
Yeah. It's like, no, you were censored because you were spreading dangerous and misleading medical misinformation.
Yeah, that got motherfuckers possibly killed.
So I remember that. Someone's just like, oh, this guy got banned from Twitter. This is back when Jack owned it, just because he said, what was it? Hydroxychloroquine works. It's like, yeah, he's getting people killed with misleading information. I'd say that's worthy of a ban. How is that not? Like, but it does work. No, it doesn't.
Just obstacles in the way.
Everybody needs to know that there was only 2 studies done on hydroxychloroquine as a treatment for COVID, and both of them showed it increased your chances of dying.
Like, who came up with that whole hydroxychloroquine idea?
Probably
Definitely
Russia.
wasn't a physician. It wasn't a
Probably
physician.
Russia. And then it was spread through the usual channels of idiocy in the same way that the motherfucking quote-unquote truckers convoy was in the same way, just fueled by Russia.
Same way the border shit is.
Yeah, totally. Because that's one thing that they know is a wedge that they can cause an American civil war over. Because if you scare the rednecks enough, they'll get their fucking pew-pews out. And then when they get their asses clapped, they know they'll play victim. Like, it's all very, very intentional.
Well, they already did get their pew-pews out and go to the border, and then they, they didn't find anything.
Oh, yeah, and another fucking thing. At least they're actually coming out and saying, we want a red Caesar.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Orange, actually.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, I mean, a fucking Republican, quote-unquote, conservative.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to say it. Conservative Kaiser.
But, no, that's what they said.
Conservative Kaiser.
That's what they're saying they want. They said they want to fucking let them cook like a red Caesar, man.
Or like Little Caesar's pizza.
Do you remember Bigfoot? That was such a good pizza. It was like huge.
I don't remember that.
Like it was like just a gigantic Little Caesar's pizza. It was like a fucking sheet o pizza, and you would like take it to family reunions and shit if you didn't want to cook.
Dude, I've got V-22 Ospreys flying over my house.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's happening like once a month.
Well,
I'm really close to a New York Air Force base, but looks like they be training, homie.
indeed.
And these guys are at treetop level.
Oh.
You know, I'd like to touch on something here
Yep.
about the Republican Party that I think most Americans are finally getting. And they're getting that the Democratic Party is a coalition of like-minded pro-democracy people who don't always vote together. They caucus together, but, you know, sometimes they don't vote together. There's no law. But in the Republican Party, it's thou shalt not
God
say anything
damn it.
bad about another Republican. And that's where we're at. We've got to get them to say more bad shit about each other. And it's working.
Oh, it is.
Let them fight.
The Perry Lake stuff, the Christy Nome stuff especially.
Yes.
Like, even right-wingers hate her for that.
That has been some successful branding.
Mm-hmm.
She did it to herself.
Exactly.
Dude.
It's like the same people that fucking film themselves doing Jan 6. All Christy Nome has to do is say somebody wrote that and she didn't. That's all I'm waiting. As
But
soon
it was
as
her book.
Yeah, okay.
She doubled down on it.
Yep.
She's like, oh,
Oh
didn't
yeah, she
write
did
that
double
book.
down on it. Michael Knowles even fucking defended her. Scumbag.
seriously?
Michael Knowles defended her?
Yeah, he was like talking about how if you are going to put down an animal, that's the most humane way. And what's actually almost sounds like some kind of like dog whistle for some shit they're going to try in the future to make
I know,
into
right?
like some sort of like messaging in the same way they say it's not a republic, I mean a democracy, it's a republic. You're going to be like, well, it's the most humane way to put down a liberal.
Exactly. Like, mm-hmm. Michael Knowles is an out-and-out fascist, though.
Yes.
He's just straight up admitted it.
Yes. I mean, the clip was right there, bro. Like where they said that, like, they do not want democracy. They do not want a democracy. They said that that shit is
What'd she say?
Bad.
Bad idea.
bad idea. Exactly.
They want Nectarine Nero. Like,
Dude, leave Napton
I
America
did
alone.
everything right, and they still stabbed me.
Right.
What, is that gonna be like when he's in prison and he's like fucking? It's like shank or be shanked.
Yep.
Yeah, well, he's Brutus. He doesn't know why they stabbed him. He did everything right, but Brutus stabbed me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Beware,
Let's talk about
beware
how
the Ides
bad
of
he
March. Frankly, Brutus, I was not expecting this.
Paris
I've-
two pence.
This is a tremendous betrayal on your part, Brutus.
Brutus Pence.
The only time you ever had to worry about being hung was Jan 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is showing she's a Russian operative by wearing a MAGA. Well, what the fuck was up with the MAGA hat?
The MAGA hat.
Yeah, she brought a MAGA hat to that freaking press conference yesterday.
No, she brought an actual MAGA hat. She's like, the only thing that matters is America first and Donald Trump because I'm in a fucking cult. Like, that was pretty much like the press conference.
She was mean.
Oh, pretty
MAGA
much.
on camera.
And then Massey's like, she's the most serious.
No, he said, well, he said
conservative."
articulate. Like, it's like they have to gaslight you. They just have to.
Mm-hmm. Articulate.
My 5-year-old granddaughter's smarter than that woman.
Well, here's the good news, though. Most of the people listening to her speak do not know what the word articulate means.
It's true. And they wonder why she didn't sell any books.
I almost want to read that now, except for the fact that she didn't write it.
You took the words out of my mouth, Gottfried. I don't know if I could stomach it, though.
I would read it if she actually wrote it, because that would be hilarious, but nah.
But we all know
She
it's some
didn't.
poor intern.
Yeah.
So should we do bets on if Trump's going to show up to Barron's graduation or not?
The thing is, if he does, he's going to make it all about him. So, like, if I was Barron, I'd be like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, the judge was like, you can't go to Barron's graduation. And Barron's like, hell yeah. And then the judge is like, no, you can attend. He's like, God damn it.
Don't worry about crashing. Worry about your sins.
Yeah.
Can't blame the young.
I thought it was going to be my day, but instead it's going to be him whining and fucking sharting all over.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a campaign rally event. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly, it will. It will be a campaign rally event. It will, like, all the other... Imagine being like all the other kids, like, who's graduating. They're like, because your shit-ass dad is here.
He's going to try and speak at the graduation.
No, oh, God.
That would be so awful.
That would be awful.
Yesterday was his one day off from court, and he did 2 rallies. I haven't even seen the footage from him yet, but I'm sure it's going to be gold because he is beat down after actually having to, do something.
I don't understand why he can't wear a coat in the courtroom if he's cold. He wore one outside on January 6th.
Yeah, right?
Am I mistaken? I mean, just making sure.
You are
I'm
not mistaken,
I'm not getting
my
this
friend.
wrong here, am I?
9.
Wore red coat.
It wasn't a red
You
coat,
wore a
but...
pearl necklace.
No, that was after visiting Moscow, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. The hammer and a sickle.
Yeah. Good news, we broke 42K last night.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, 42,333.
Nice. That's since coming back from being
Yeah,
gone.
that's coming
good.
back.
Yeah, and now it's getting 2,000 more subs. Yeah.
We'll take it.
Oh, I heard Trump broke the gag order. Peter said, "Yeah, he did, but
But what the
What
fuck's
are they
gonna
gonna do
happen?
with?
Yeah, they're gonna what? Like fucking give him another $1,000?
yeah, exactly." They fined him $1,000. Like, are you kidding me?
But what it does is it sets precedent for if he has to
Yes,
slap him if he throws him in jail. He's like, look, I told you.
Yeah,
I think that's what he wants, Skip. I think he wants them to throw him in jail.
I know that's the thing, and Mershawn knows that that's what he wants.
I think he thinks he wants that, but when you're actually in there, I don't think he's gonna like it.
Well, he wants to come out and play victim because Roy Cohn 101.
Oh, I know, but I don't think he realizes what being in prison or in jail entails.
Yeah, it's not very fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for him.
It's supposed to be.
It's a very humbling experience, I'll tell you that. Ah!
Aircraft approaching at high speed, bearing 280.
For all those that don't know out there, we now have a presence on Pinterest.
Eh.
Yeah, just look up the Tony Michaels podcast and you'll find it.
One,
Find
two,
stuff on in
come on,
Pinterest.
1, 2, 3, come on, let's
All the
go 4, let's
fucking
go 4,
merch.
let's go 4. 4, there we go. Ow!
All that good shit. Look at Skip just wrecking and a rocking.
Yeah, as long as I don't get my ass shot down, that seems to be the case lately.
Just pawns. That lion son of a bitch. Don't pretend like you deserve any better. Continue.
Then again, I'm getting fairly far in the game, so they're gonna probably start throwing it at me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Spare 15 locked on.
See ya! Oh, you rotten bastard.
Someone get this enemy off my tail. I can't. I've got my hands full too.
Things heard in Ellen Weisselberg's cell.
Yeah, right.
Bet on me getting out of this.
Hey, maybe they can put him in the same cell.
Things you hear in the cell. Got any extra butter?
I prefer syrup.
Don't piss your pants over one aircraft being down.
Ew.
Remember the Chris Rock special?
I don't think I remember that.
No?
Do I need to investigate?
If you enjoy the comedic stylings of Chris Rock.
Follow your orders. Continue.
Yeah, I like Chris Rock.
I remember
Yeah,
the Ronnie White bit.
This isn't even a fight. You want to lose all your pilots? Shut up. Try and stop me. I'm getting behind the trigger. Stick with the best if you want to survive. If anyone wants to die, let him. Poor decision on your part. I've still got top score. Count? Man, you're useless.
But here's the thing. Trump's playing a victim hasn't really gotten much. Look how many people are in front of the courthouse. Oh yeah, you can't because there aren't any.
The big thing is also is you can continually point out how, if he's such a strong man, why is he always the victim? That's my question. I mean, obviously, it's part of like the whole also thing they do with Biden, where it's like he's strong yet weak thing, like the Fash like dogma,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
He's in control and incompetent at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a weird double standard, man.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, they believe in a dead dude on a stick and a magic book.
Yep. The only one that's magic is the Trump Bible.
That's right. It's the only one
Doesn't
that'll
matter.
really
that one's
do
magic?
soul back.
Has magical
Does it
sticky
beam you up?
fingers.
Ew.
I love that. They can't even print a Bible correctly. It's got like sticky pages and shit. Like, ugh.
Well, I mean, I'd understand if it had like a centerfold of Melania as part of the Trump Bible, why it would have sticky pages pre-sold, but
Yeah. Centerfold of Melania or Stormy, whichever one.
it's actually or Kara McDougal. It's like a collect all three set.
Oh, jeez.
Nice job, Trigger. That's fine.
It's Trump
Gotta
Bible.
catch 'em all.
What? Oh, just fucking STDs?
Catch them all.
There's no way this base can be attacked from the air.
Miss Deuteronomy. Yeah.
I just found this in this little blurb here in a page I was searching. In the 1960s, the KGB did some fascinating psychological experiments. They learned that if you bombard human subjects with fear nonstop in 2 months or less, most of the subjects are completely brainwashed to believe the false message, to the point that no matter the amount of clear information they are shown, to the contrary,
Missile incoming!
can change their mind.
That's correct. This is a very, very purposeful propaganda technique.
Trigger's the only one who's managed to hit the base.
Well, they did
I
it to
figured
the
that out
whole
right at the
population.
Yeah, it's called Fox News.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they're doing it with their own population. That's how they figured out it worked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course they're gonna make sure everything's good with their population before they try it on ours.
Yeah, I knew that from the beginning because Gary Kasparov said that. He's like, that's exactly what Putin did back at the beginning. Just non-stop lying. And you don't even address it. The media calls out your lies, you just keep lying. You don't even address
Yeah.
it. And it's just, the whole point is just to wear out people's critical thinking.
God
It's a
damn it.
psychological hack. It's a psychological hack that you can hack someone's brain by feeding them so much bullshit that they can't discern what is real or fake.
Yeah, it's an overload type thing. You just give up after a
And then
while.
and I think they default to, whatever makes them feel good.
Yeah. It's cognitive shortcuts. They can't
I like
handle
that.
the actual
Cognitive
question. So they revert to something else. It's like what Dr. Rachel talked about in her book. It's just a cognitive shortcut, the R and the D.
Exactly. That's why, like, saying that every bit of the word democracy or anything like that will be replaced by republic and the word republicanism is just a pure example of, like, why Trump says, like, Russia, 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 because of Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. You know what I mean? It's got the fucking ring to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially, I mean, that show harkens back to a lot of his crowd's childhood, so he's tapping into their favorite nostalgia. It's like simultaneously. I mean, everything's like written by Stephen Miller, like very, very much on purpose.
Yeah.
Not see much.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't. I just can't deal with him. He looks like a Timo Goebbels.
Oh yeah, he's horrible. I call him Dollar Tree Roy Cohn.
Yeah.
That too.
He wishes he were what we got.
All he needs is a monocle.
Just don't
and
let that
that little
motherfucker
mustache.
get hit by sunlight.
He'll melt like the dude from Indiana Jones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at the shit.
I
that
mean, what's the
he was
difference?
that he was writing back in high school.
Yeah!
Whoa. He's always been a fucking freak.
Operation is complete. Head back. The bastards who flew off are going to wish they were never born. You guys get a pass. Damn right.
These fuckers get high on their own supply. Damn, Skip.
That's what that gambling nut job would say if he
That was a hard fucking level, gang.
You made it.
Where's your sense of humor, guys? Your buddy's making a
I don't
joke.
see any red planes.
Nope.
Any red
Because I
targets.
splashed their happy asses down. After 2 attempts.
All aircraft, spread out and attack. We're clear to attack, right? I heard the regular...
Any other questions, chat? I feel like I got it off my chest.
attack, aren't you, Sperry?
I just can't believe, like, because it hurts their fucking narrative that the Republicans can't let information, honest to God, real fact, into the record.
I'm curious to see, like Deirdre said, if they're gonna do anything to him for breaking this gag order again.
Planes, but the mission succeeded.
I would
I've-
incrementally increase the fines.
Well, I suppose
exponentially.
that question is a great question to leave off on. Thanks everybody for tuning in to And Another Fucking Thing Live. Make sure that you listen to the Tony Michaels podcast every day if you give a damn about your democracy. And we keep your ears to the ground and their eyes to the sky. And we will see y'all next time. Later, skaters.
Later, guys.
Go to skipfriesjr.net for podcasts.
Fresh record player that I could just spin records all the time.
I run into the bathroom and I'm covered in blood. Like I had put my tooth through my bottom lip.
For music. For gaming and pro-liberty game rants. That's skipfriesjr.net.